Hey guys, you're watching That Tattoo Chick. I just want to start off this video by saying that I've had an increasing problem with people trolling my page, trying to bait me into a religious argument, or trying to present themselves as a guru and that I'm just so uneducated and so ignorant. Okay, just want to start off by saying I don't give a fuck what you think. I made this page, and I make these videos because I want to. And because I want to find like-minded people, not people who are going to argue with me and try to cut me down, because it's not going to work. I know exactly what I stand for. I know exactly what I believe. I'm not mistaken in my beliefs. I know what I believe. Thank you very much. If you disagree with me, that's fine. Do so respectfully, because I deserve that respect, at least. And for those of you who seem to think that I'm just so misguided and so stupid, I'm actually very well educated. Just want to throw that out there. Went through college, alright? I'm very educated. I'm not stupid. I'm a very independent young woman. I'm 22 years old and have already done more with my life than most people do in their entire lives. And I'm proud of that fact. I'm proud that I'm a strong, independent young woman. So, you're not going to bait me. You're not going to cut me down. And if I see you trolling my page, I will tell you where you can step off. I'm not a pushover, and you're not going to treat me like I'm a fucking child. I'm not even going to discuss it with you. You will just find yourself reported and blocked from my page, because I'm not going to put up with it. So, for those of you who have honest questions, or are seeking to debate with me in a respectful way, rather than, saying, oh, well, you poor misguided thing, let me try to show you the way. Or, that you know so much more than I do, I don't really care. Like I said, I will know my teachers when they come to me. Because they will come to me as a teacher, not as a guru. So, for those of you who want to have a discussion with me, I'm okay with that. Just, once again, please make sure that you're respectful. I will certainly respect your views. I may disagree. But that's fine. That's part of what makes us so wonderful as people, is that we're different. We do have different beliefs. And we can certainly, there's nothing wrong with learning about where another person is coming from. But when somebody starts cutting me down, or trying to imply that I am stupid, or trying to imply that I'm, misguided and uneducated, well, I'm sorry, I grew up in a Southern Baptist family. I know what the Bible says, okay? And as far as that goes, my grandmother was Catholic. I know what the Catholics believe. I grew up in a Christian family. I know what they believe. You don't have to preach at me, I promise. I know where I stand, and you're not going to change my mind. I've been doing this too long, and I'm very firm in my beliefs. I know what is real unto me. And I'm sorry, but the goddess is real unto me. I mean, the goddess is a very real thing. And I feel her power in me. The witch's first commandment, thou art God, thou art goddess. That's not meant to sound like, I am God. That's meant to recognize that there is a piece of divinity within each of us. And I recognize that. And I'm not going to be treated as any less. So, I'm pretty much done with that discussion. That's the last time I'm going to mention it. From now on, I'm just going to block and report your ass. So, what I actually wanted to talk about was, I went to the library in Georgetown, and they have awesome sales on books. You can find hardbacks for like $1.50, and you can get paperbacks for 50 cents. Of course, I couldn't pass that up. I ended up leaving with like 7 books, and I got some really good ones. Like, for example, this one, Soldier of the Mist. For anyone who follows a Hellenic or Greek path, you absolutely have to read this book. This is like one of the best books, I swear. It's amazing. And I'm only about halfway through it, but it's about a Greek soldier, and he has offended the Earth Goddess, and I still haven't found out how he offended the Earth Goddess. But he offended the Earth Goddess. Basically, a temple ended up falling on his head, pretty much. So he was severely injured, and the injury was so devastating that he has amnesia and short-term memory loss. Kind of messed up, right? So not only can he not remember who he is at all, but every day that he wakes up, he forgets whatever happened the day before. He can't retain any new information. So it talks about, and it's written in a way that he's writing down on a papyrus scroll everything that happens to him from day to day, what he learns about himself, what his name is, what he's doing. And he writes in the scroll every day, and that's how he remembers, and that's how it's written, is as a journal of someone that has completely forgotten who he is. The really unique thing about this book is that since he sustained this head injury, he is now able to see the gods, and to see spirits, and to see ghosts, and to see monsters. Like, there's a Gorgon that's constantly harassing him, and the way he describes her is, like, so creepy. Awesome book. But he doesn't realize that nobody else can see them. He thinks that everyone can see them, but you come to find out that he's the only one that can see them. And eventually people start asking him to use his ability to help them, to help them interpret the will of the gods, and to help them see the dead, and, to help them talk to loved ones and stuff like that, kind of like a psychic or a medium. But he was actually sent on this pilgrimage to beg for the earth goddess's forgiveness so that she might restore his memory. So it's a really cool book. He wakes up every day and has to reread who he is, and so, it's just very, very well written. He's a very well-developed character, actually, despite not knowing who he is. Like, you can really tell what kind of person he is, just through the writing. And he has, like, good days and bad days. Like, some days he wakes up and he's like, I have to record this, blah, 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 blah. And then other days he's like, I don't know any of these people. Why am I even fucking writing this down? Because I'm not going to remember them later. I don't even care. Like, so, you see his personality. You see his good days and his bad days, and it's just really cool. And, not to mention the cool stuff with him meeting different gods and goddesses. And they never actually tell him their names, so you kind of have to figure out by clues which god or goddess he's talking to, which is fun for me. I kind of made a little game out of myself, so far he's talked to Persephone, and he's talked to, he's seen Artemis, he's talked to Apollo, and, he's harassed by a Gorgon that just won't leave him alone. So, he's talked to Bacchus or Dionysus. And, it's just really cool. It's really neat how it's done. It's a very well-written book. So, I got that book. And then I also got another book that was called The Horse Goddess. And it's about the Celtic horse goddess Epona. And it talks about who she was before she was remembered as a goddess. So that's kind of cool. I haven't dug into that book yet. That's just what it says on the book cover, but I'll be sure to tell you guys my thoughts on it when I get done reading it. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. And merry meet, merry part until we merry meet again. Blessed be.